What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab show. We got the FIFA World Cup is here, less than a week out. I cannot wait. Obviously, I'm rooting for the USA, but it's really tragic because the USA has never won a World Cup title ever, dude. They haven't won. The farthest they advanced was back in 1930, dude. They advanced to the semifinals, losing to Argentina. That's the furthest they ever went. And ever since, man, it's been a downfall, really, for Team USA. And I understand here in America, we're not really known for soccer and known to be good for soccer, but still, though, it's just like for as much talent we have, all the athletic ability here in America, we can't compete against the best sports team in the across the country. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like me being raised in the Midwest, especially in Indiana, it's really talked about basketball and football. It was never really soccer, and it's kind of unfortunate because soccer is really a fun sport to play. It really is. I mean, you're always running unless you're the goalkeeper, but really, I love the sport. I think it's great. I think people who actually play it have to be in the top shape, really, of any athlete of any sport. So I applaud the soccer players around the world that are playing. Obviously, like the goats like Ronaldo and Messi. I can't wait to see how they end up panning out. I mean, with Messi, with Argentina, Argentina's one of the favorites to win the World Cup. So I wouldn't be surprised if Messi does win the World Cup. I really wouldn't. Same thing with Ronaldo. He's with Portugal, but there's some stuff going on the side. Whatever, Ronaldo being sick recently, but still, I love Ronaldo. I hope he balls out in the World Cup. Because Messi and Ronaldo, they're eventually, I think they're a little bit, coming to the end of their primes. This is their end of their primes, kind of like LeBron. He's coming to the end of his prime. So and they start to realize that. But for Team USA in this year in 2022, this is the year for the USA. And I know we say that every year, but I want to see us really advance in the top eight. That's my goal, is have the USA advance in the top eight. I know the odds are stacked against us. We're not supposed to do it. I mean, we got England our second game, and England's one of the favorites to win it all this year. You got England, you got Spain, Germany, Brazil, France. I mean, dude, there's so many great teams out there. And shout out to Brazil. They have the most World Cup championships in history. They have 5. And the most recent one was back in 2002. They had one in 94, 1970, and then they had one in 62 and 58. They went back to back. 58, 4 years later, they won it again in 62. It's amazing. Shout out to Brazil. I mean, they always got a nice squad. They really do. And I just think for the USA, it's like, where are we going to go? We can't get worse here. We're playing into Qatar, and it makes sense why they're playing it so late, because if they would have played back in July or August in Qatar, it would have been like 120 degrees, dude. Like, no way these athletes could have played in those temperatures at all. That's why they kind of delayed it till now, till like the end of the year this year. So I think it's really good timing. A lot of people wanted it back in July, but I think this is great. Even people like myself who really don't like understand everything about soccer, and that's your typical American, right? Like they will tell you every position, like forward, back, like they just don't understand. Same thing with me. I'll admit it. Like, I don't know really much about soccer, even though I had my sister. She ended up playing soccer in high school, and I think she went to semi-state or state. They ended up getting whopped in, and that's when I started to get into it. And I was like, man, soccer seems fun. It's kind of boring to watch, but if you play soccer, dude, like, it's amazing. Like, I've always wanted to go to a venue and just experience that atmosphere of a soccer arena. I heard it's insane. It's surreal. It's something that you can't really describe until you're actually in the arena. That's what I want to do. I've always wanted to check it out. So one day I know I'm going to see a World Cup eventually, just not this year in Qatar, But I'm telling you what, USA, do they have a shot? They open up against Wales. Who knows what's going to happen there? I think USA needs to take game one. They have to do that. I mean, we can't play from behind because already the odds are against us. So I think USA's got to win the game one. And then we have, obviously, England in game 2. And then game 3, we got Iran. So I think, as long as we continue to win here, we can really run deep. Anything's possible. I just think if Team USA is on their P's and Q's and playing the best soccer that they're capable of playing, we got a shot. I mean, anything is possible here. I mean, but obviously, if I were to pick, I'd probably pick Argentina or France to win it, because France did win it back in 2018, so they're looking to repeat right now. So France is the top dog. So anybody that's playing France should be like, look, dude, they just won the World Cup back in 2018. This is our time right now. This is what we got to do. So shout out to France. And then 2014, the winner was Germany. And then 2010 was Spain, and we saw USA made some crazy plays then back in 2010 with Donovan. And then 2008 was Italy. 2002 was Brazil. 1998 was France. 1994 was Brazil. And then we had Germany back in 1990. I mean, it all the way goes down to 1930, which USA advanced to the semifinals that year. That was the opening, dude. That was so long ago, almost 100 years ago. And yet USA has never been in the finals, dude. Never even played in the finals. I'm disappointed, dude. I really am. For as much talent we have, like football, basketball, baseball here in America, and our soccer is terrible, or are we just not as good as the world? Like, I think that's what it is. Like, we have legit good soccer talent here, but it's just not as good as like Argentina or Portugal or France or Spain or Brazil, dude. Like, they're just ahead of us in that category. They just really are. I don't know what it is. Like, tell me, because I can't relate to it. I don't know. Like, I really don't know much about soccer. That's the thing. But it's something that I've started to get into, and I'm like, man, maybe I do appreciate it more. It does make sense why it's the biggest, most popular sport in the world, dude. Soccer is it, dude. Everybody around the world's going to tune in. Even non-soccer fans like myself is going to tune into the World Cup. Even if USA does lose, which I expect them to lose, I'm still going to tune in. I want to see Messi run deep. I want to see Ronaldo run deep. I want to see him go to the championship game. That'd be great if Ronaldo and Messi matched up. Like, go versus go. Like, you would not want to see that. Even your typical soccer fan wants to see that, dude. Like, that would be amazing. My thing is with USA, how far are we going to get this year? That's the thing. Like, do we have a good squad? I mean, it looks like it, but on paper, it's like, we can't take everything on paper, though. We have to go out there and really, go for broke. Meaning, for USA, it's like, do everything, like, take chances. Like, you got to take chances. Like, whatever it is. If I'm going to try to steal the ball and go kick it in the goal, whatever, you got to take chances here. And I think that's what USA has to do. And I think they realize that this year and say, let's go for broke. Let's take every chance we get, dude. Let's take every risk. Even though it could backfire, we got to take the risk here. We got to, because we're not even supposed to be here right now. We qualified, which is crazy because between 1950 and 1990, USA did not qualify for the World Cup. It's kind of embarrassing, right? But 40 years, no USA was even in there. Like, that is insane to me. Like, really? USA? That's how privileged USA could be. It's just like, dude, we don't even care. Like, we missed, 40 years. We didn't qualify for, many decades. It's like, really, dude? Like, we have the top tier athletes in the world here in USA. There's no excuse. But I just think really what it is like a lot of the athletes today is they wanted to play different sports. They're not into soccer here in America. It's more, hey, I want to do basketball or football or baseball, hockey, whatever it is. I just think soccer here in America, for some odd reason, it's kind of in the back burner. It's kind of like, hey, we'll just, whatever the sport, it is what it is. But, around the world, dude, it's like praise, man. Like, this is the main sport here. Like, FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. Like, this is it, man. This is where the whole world's going to tune in. So I think this is spectacular. It's just for the U.S., man. We got to win our opener. We got to. Like, I don't want to tie. I want to win the game. Whereas sometimes ties could, mean different things. They could get a point or so, but we got to win. I don't care if it's 1-0. We just have to win, whatever the cost is. So I think Team USA, I'm rooting for them. Now, do I know players on the squad? Absolutely not. Like, I don't know really shit about soccer, to be honest with you, which is sad, though. I kind of wish, when I was a kid, I kind of grew up in, like, soccer and basketball, really, instead of football, because, I look at American football and realize, dude, like, it's a violent sport, and if most of the time you're not going to make it to the NFL, like, and most of the time you're going to get a concussion, you're going to get CTE eventually, and then you're probably going to die from that. Like, that's just being real. Like, there's ex-NFL players that have died from CTE, man. Like, it's a violent sport, so I'd much rather, my children play, like, a sport like soccer, where you're not going to typically get CTE. You're not going to get hit in the head every single play, dude. Like, straight up. So I think that's another reason why people love soccer. The one downfall of soccer that I don't like is same thing with the NBA. It's like the players falling down and flopping, dude. It's like, really, man, I get it. You're trying to get a flag, a yellow or a red card, but still, dude, like you're flopping like that, dude. It just makes you look like a pussy on live TV. It really does. And I know you're trying to benefiting and helping your team out, and I understand it's a world stage and all this, but still, dude, like looking like a pussy on national TV is not gonna pan out. It's just not. It's probably not gonna win you a World Cup. So that's one thing I do not like about soccer is how all the players like flop and like they pout and they grab their leg immediately and they didn't even roll their ankle. It's like, dude, grow up, man. Go a ball sack one time, like straight up. Like, stop being a girl. That's one thing I despise about it. Same thing with the NBA. We can say that here in America. Most of the NBA players love to flop. They love to like look at the refs and all this stuff. It's like, come on, dude. Like, let's be professionals here, okay? But if I were to pick, winner for this year's World Cup, it definitely France could easily repeat this year, absolutely. Brazil and Argentina, and I'm telling you, Argentina, I would honestly, throw a lot of money on Argentina. Why? Because they have one of the best players in the world, if not a lot of people's best, in Messi, and they got a nice squad. They play solid together. They play fundamentally sound. So I think Argentina wouldn't be a bad bet to say, hey, I think Argentina's going to win the World Cup this year. I would not be mad at you guys if you guys threw that bet down. I would not. Even England as well, and Spain and Germany. I don't want to see Germany win, dude. I really don't. Like, who wants to see Germany win, dude? They were crazy dudes back in World War I and World War II. The Germans, they hated everybody except themselves. So I do not want to see Germany win. F Germany, dude. F Germany. But, for France and Argentina and Brazil, I'd say it's one of those three teams. And Argentina is probably my front runner to win it because of Messi, man. I just think, the best player in the world, you got to put the ball in his hands. You have to. And I think Argentina understands that. And they're going to have some great plays for Messi this World Cup. I cannot wait. I can't wait, dude. I really cannot, dude. This is going to be great. But one thing I want to see in this year's World Cup is an upset alert team, a Cinderella team. Somebody like USA, somebody like Mexico to run super deep in this World Cup. And I think that would change the whole dynamic of soccer. I really do. So I hope and I pray that we'll see a Cinderella team run deep. Kind of like March Madness in college basketball where we see a small school just go to the Final Four or go to the Elite Eight. And it's just like, how did this small school end up here? I want that to happen. I want, like at USA, somebody just to run super deep that's not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to win when they win. So I think that's huge for the World Cup. Man, I can't wait. This is the pinnacle. I mean, the World Cup is so much more expensive than a Super Bowl ring, than an NBA championship, like than an NHL. Yeah, it's just so much more, dude. Like the FIFA World Cup's worth millions upon millions upon millions, dude. It's crazy. So, obviously France, they're the front runner right now. They're looking to go back to back. Just like Brazil went back to back in 1958 and 1962. So it's possible. And France has a squad as well. So I cannot wait, man. Stay tuned. Go USA! It's the FIFA World Cup. It's the Cloud with Cam show. Let's go!